Yeah, the rocks are super slippery. This is crazy. I'm Jess, and in this series, I'm adventuring solo and exploring places I have never been to on my motorcycle, hoping to inspire you to rack up your own miles and imagine your next adventure. Welcome to the Great Lakes Escape.
Good morning. Can I just say how thankful I am that Moto Camp Nerd sent me 2 of these Nemo pillows. I don't think I would ever be able to sleep if it was just one. I am so grateful that this KOA was able to let me upgrade to a cabin, a rustic cabin. I rolled up to camp yesterday and was absolutely bombarded by the mosquitoes. Mosquitoes are already, holy crap, they are bad. Oh my god. This is gonna suck. The mosquitoes are so bad. I am honestly thinking about upgrading to a cabin. I knew the bugs would be bad, but I guess I didn't realize it would be mosquitoes. And just in the couple minutes off and on the motorcycle putting stuff in my cabin, I had so many mosquito bites and they kept me up all night. Like, I don't know if you can see it on camera. I have them all over my neck, all over my arms, on my legs. Like, I don't know how that many bugs found me just in and out of getting off and on the bike. But anyway, welcome to day 3 of the Great Lakes Escape with your host, Her Two Wheels. Today's going to be kind of a longer day. We have almost 300 miles, 298 to be exact. We are heading up into northern Superior. So I planned all of my routes on the Harley Davidson ride planner. And I have a few things along the way I would like to check out and see. So we are leaving Sault Ste. Marie this morning and riding up to Terrace Bay. For me, it's going to take probably about 7 to 8 hours because I like to stop and see and do things along the way. But it's pretty cold today, a lot colder than it has been. And I think we're going to have to start layering up with some of our gear that we packed and take it nice and steady. So let's go ahead and pack up the motorcycle. First official pullover of the day at the Chippewa Falls at the Chippewa River. There is a Trans-Canada Highway plaque here, and I actually don't really know much about it, so you're gonna learn with me.
This plaque stands approximately at the halfway point of the Trans-Canada Highway, which runs from St. John's, Newfoundland to Victoria, British Columbia. The highway's construction in conjunction with the provinces was authorized by the federal parliament in 1949. The official opening for through traffic of this 4,860-mile route, of which about 1,453 miles are within Ontario, took place on September 3, 1962. However, with the completion of a section of Highway 11 between Long Lac and Hearst in 1944, it had been possible previously to cross Ontario from Quebec to Manitoba. The opening of the Trans-Canada Highway provided a shorter, first-class route drawing together widely separated regions of Ontario.
4,860 miles that connects Newfoundland to British Columbia. I think that's wider than the United States, honestly. Let's go check out the Chippewa River.
Chippewa Falls is one of those spots that's easy to miss, but absolutely worth the stop. Right along the Trans-Canada Highway in Algoma County, there is a big pull-off and a short trail that leads directly to the falls. It's a quick break from the road and just enough space to stretch your legs and take in some real Northern Ontario scenery. There's no entry fee, no crowds, just a beautiful waterfall waiting by the road.
So there's one thing about me. I will pull over for waterfalls, rivers, and I'll stop for animals. I do wish it was a little warmer. This would have been a perfect spot to pull over and have a snack. But we have a lot of miles to do today and time to hop back on the Trans-Canada Highway. Whew. Gosh, the mosquitoes, but it's definitely time to add a couple more layers. Whew. Switching over to my Odin MFG gauntlet gloves. These are leather. They're not really insulated or heated, but they really make a big difference cutting through the wind. And I can still pop my thumb out in case I need to do last minute things on my GPS. So you guys ask me all the time where I get my gloves. If you have any questions about any of the gear you see in these videos, there are links down below. Just wanted to let you know that.
During a long ride in a foreign country, you get used to just making things work. Tight budgets, unfamiliar roads, and the occasional rain shower. But sometimes you just want a little more comfort and control. That's kind of like what credit card debt feels like. You can power through, but wouldn't it be better to actually breathe a little? If you own a home, American Financing might be your financial upgrade. They help people tap into their home's equity and pay off high-interest debt. Most folks can save on average of $800 a month, and there's no upfront fee to check your options. It only takes about 10 minutes, and you might even be able to skip your next 2 mortgage payments. Their mortgage consultants are licensed in all 50 states and work on salary, so their advice is about what makes sense for you, not making a sale. Call 866-885-1332 or visit americanfinancing.net/her2wheels. Again, that's 866-885-1332, and maybe next time you'll ride knowing that your finances are as dialed as your route. Riding north from Chippewa Falls, this stretch of the Trans-Canada Highway feels like it was made for motorcycles. With sheer cliffs on one side and the vast Lake Superior on the other, there's nothing but curves, granite, and epic views. With plenty of scenic pull-off stops, it was really hard for me to remember that I had a lot of miles still to do today, when all I wanted to do was continue staring off into the vast expanse that is Lake Superior. A great motivator, though, is the Agawa Pictographs, centuries-old red ochre paintings left by the indigenous travelers who once passed these very same shorelines. It's wild, it's sacred, and it's one of the most unforgettable stops along Route 17. Be fair warned though, visiting these pictographs on a rainy day is not for the faint of heart.
I'm gonna go see if I can find the pictographs.
The Agawa Rock pictographs are located near Wawa in Lake Superior Provincial Park in Ontario's Algoma country. Agawa Bay is approximately 83.8 miles north of Sault Ste. Marie. A short yet rugged 98 feet descending trail leads you down to the pictographs from the parking area.
Oh, this is beautiful. Wow. Whoa. These insanely steep, sharp-edged, rocky boulders. Not used to seeing sights like this where I'm from.
It was at this moment I realized I hadn't even done the most dangerous part of the hike.
Where are they? I think it's actually down there, which I'm like, that's a little sketchier.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, they advise not coming on a wet day.
Well, you know, that wasn't my first choice.
Oh yeah, man, I see they got ropes and stuff, but that's still.
Yeah, that sign is like,
Not going there.
death has occurred.
Yeah.
Wish me luck.
Oh, you're going?
I'm gonna give it a shot.
Well, I'm gonna stay here to make sure you're okay.
Oh, you don't have to do that. At least it's not actively raining. We do have a chain here.
Okay. No, chain here, grab on. Oh, there's a couple right there.
Oh yeah, wow. Yeah, they're small.
Yeah.
There are 35 red ochre pictographs visible on the 15-story high crystalline granite cliff. On a day when the water is calm, you can venture out along the ledge of the cliff to see the pictographs. There is a rope bolted to the cliff that can be held. It should not be attempted at a time when the weather is bad or the waves are large because
It is
it is
slippery.
incredibly dangerous.
Yeah, I don't think I can go any further. No, I don't think it's worth it. I was gonna say, I definitely do not think it's worth it. There we go. Oy. Yeah, the rocks are super slippery. This is crazy.
That kind of looks like, I think that's what all those other stakes are
Yeah,
for.
there we go. Well, we saw
We saw one.
2 little pictographs. There they are. Well, I am turning back. It's not worth it. That is a sheer cliff straight into Lake Superior. And I can look at the pictures on Google, but we did see a couple. Worth it.
Yeah, I don't think that water would be very warm right now.
No, I don't think it's ever very warm.
No, I would think so too.
It is beautiful though.
Yeah.
Wow. Alrighty.
There's the 2 we saw, so you can see how small they are in comparison to the other ones.
Oh wow. Just goes
Yeah.
too. That's incredible.
Oh well, it is what it is. Not
Yeah.
worth a life.
No, I would have to agree. They'll be there next
Yeah,
time we come back.
Absolutely.
The site's name in Ojibwe means adorned rock on Agawa Lake. Beautiful representations of real and mythical creatures adorn the cliff, one of which being Mishipeshu, the great lynx. This mythical creature is a water-dwelling dragon-like animal that also resembles a lynx with horns and a back tail covered in scales. Mishipeshu is believed to cause rough and dangerous water conditions, claiming numerous victims. Finally, the best view. We gotta get back on the road. Well, that was actually really incredible. I highly, highly recommend if you are in this area, stop by the Agawa. I hope I'm saying that correctly. The Agawa Pictographs. Unfortunately, I just did not feel safe climbing down there. It looks like there used to be more chains so that you could safely like hold on and go check out all of the pictographs. But with the rain and the slippery surfaces and the steep grade of that granite, I'm by myself. So I did meet a lovely couple out of British Columbia, Jeff and, oh no, I forgot her name. It's not Kathy, it was something beautiful. It was a beautiful name.
Her name is Shauna, and she emailed me these lovely photographs that she took while we were on our little hike.
But it was so nice to meet both of them. They made sure that like I got back safe because of course when you're taking YouTube videos and pictures, it kind of takes a while. So I've just been meeting the most wonderful Canadians on this trip. I've also met a lot of Americans on this trip, but just the kindness, the people that are out here like fulfilling that wanderlust is, you know, we're kindred spirits, and I feel it, and I feel loved and cherished and safe, and it's just, makes me happy. But we have about an hour until we get to Wawa, and I don't actually know, but is Wawa, Ontario, why we have Wawa gas stations in the States and their logo is a goose? Am I making that up, or is that just like a coincidence? Either way, we have to stop there and refuel. Not a whole lot of fuel stops on the Trans-Canada Highway, so we have to take every opportunity we can get. Let's hope this rain holds off. I should probably put on my actual rain coat. This isn't rain resistant, it's Gore-Tex, so it is like, you know, if you get caught in a light sprinkle, it's not detrimental. But if you get caught in the rain, it'll get wet. So let's just pray to the weather gods that we dry out. I feel like I need to title this video, Dumb American Tourist Risks Her Life for an Instagram picture. I kind of did. 52 minutes and 81 kilometers until we get to Wawa. Woo! Spent almost an hour down there walking around. I can't believe it. Gosh, the mosquitoes. I hear that once we get past Terrace Bay, the mosquitoes get a little better. So let's go. I forgot to mention, the lovely couple that I just met said that they saw 7 moose on the way from Terrace Bay. That's where we're headed. So keep your eyes open for moose.
After about 60 miles and riding past what looked like perfect moose territory, I was starting to feel a little disheartened that I was never going to see one. And then something amazing.
There's a moose.
For me personally, that moment, that tiny opportunity, that blurry video,
will forever live in my memories.
Well, we made it to Wawa, and I could have been the first to tell you that it was gonna stop raining 2 minutes into putting on all my rain gear. Like, I literally feel like I'm in clown shoes right now. But we had to stop here anyway to get some fuel. And why not check out, I think it's the world's largest goose? It's a Canadian goose. I love a good roadside attraction. I hate wearing rain gear. I'm gonna check the radar again and see how much longer we have. I think we have 3 hours until we get to our destination tonight, which I haven't eaten anything today, so I'm getting pretty hungry.
Just up the road, you will notice the previous world's largest goose. This one is a bit worse for wear, but still a fun roadside stop nonetheless. Even though it was a little too soon to refuel, I went ahead and pulled over in White River because there is a really fun, historical, interesting, and unexpected roadside attraction. If you're anything like me, you probably don't know the real history of Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh, the beloved bear from A.A. Milne's stories, has a rich history rooted in both real-life inspiration and fictional storytelling. The character originated from a teddy bear owned by Christopher Robin Milne, who named him after a black bear named Winnie at the London Zoo, and a swan named Pooh. The stories, first published in 1926, were inspired by Christopher Robin's toys and his experiences, and illustrated by E.H. Shepard, further cementing Pooh's iconic image. But the real-world inspiration was Winnie the bear. A female black bear named Winnie lived at the London Zoo from 1915 until her death in 1934. She was brought to England from Canada by Lieutenant Harry Colburn, a Canadian veterinarian who purchased her as a cub.
I had no idea that's how Winnie the Pooh came to be. Some dude purchased a black bear and shipped it overseas with him. Obviously, this isn't anything scenic or amazing, but if you're like me and you needed a break off the motorcycle, White River is a cute little place to do so. Okay, back on the bike.
Over 300 miles today, and I can feel it in my neck and shoulders. But damn, what a ride. The views kept catching me off guard. 1 second it's dense trees, steep cliffs, and then the next thing I know, Lake Superior just pops out, just sitting there all massive and blue. I kept trying to focus on the road, but those little peaks of water made it really hard not to stare. By the time I hit Marathon, I was deep in that zone, where it was just me and the bike and the hum of the engine. Honestly, kind of peaceful. The curves kept getting more and more fun towards the end, too. Smoother, with just enough rise and drop to keep me on my toes. Now, as the sun starts dipping low, casting everything in a hazy fog, I finally roll into Terrace Bay. I'm whooped, but it was worth every mile. I just need a bite to eat and maybe a drink, and I'll be good as new.
Well, after I threw a little temper tantrum because I realized the gas station doesn't have premium fuel. Just reminder to tomorrow, Jess, not to take the revs up too high on the bike. But we checked into our motel. Welcome to the Drifters Motel. Super, super cute little room. Exactly everything that I need. Got myself a little workstation. Can hang up some stuff. Oh!
A full body mirror. Voila.
And a hot ass shower. But before said hot ass shower, I'm starving. And there's a restaurant literally right next door. Let's go check it out. That burger was an excellent idea. Oh man, I am gonna sleep so good tonight. I'm in a food coma right now. Like, today was amazing. Truly amazing. That section of the Trans-Canada Highway in between White River and Terrace Bay completely blew my mind. Like, completely different from what I experienced yesterday on that stretch of road. And obviously we learned today that the Trans-Canada Highway is very long, huge, and I'm sure just like in America it goes through multiple different, you know, geographic locations, but the mountains today just like popping up out of nowhere, the boulders were incredible. That little Pictograph area where I hiked down and almost lost my life, that was sketchy. That was sketchy. It was worth it, but it was sketchy. It was beautiful down there. Just insane. And then obviously seeing little things like Winnie the Pooh and the Wawa Goose, it's all of these little things just kind of add up. So I'm very excited to take a very hot shower tonight, sleep in a hopefully comfortable bed, and then tomorrow's adventure, I'm like, this is like probably the day I have been looking forward to the most. So I hope you guys have really enjoyed this video as much as I had. I met wonderful people, and I can't wait to do it all again tomorrow. So consider subscribing to the channel. We have a ton more adventures coming up, and once we actually do get back into the States, we're going to finish off the rest of our lower 48 states. That means crossing the country. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and until my next one, as always, you be good, ride motorcycles, and I'll catch you later.